Hi, this is Demetria Clark with Homes by Demetria. So, one of the fun parts of buying a house is sometimes you get to purchase new appliances. So, if they're already scheduled and already budgeted, it's not a big deal. It's one of those things that with good guidance and tips, you can easily get good appliances that'll last a long time. If it's an unscheduled expense, it can often be stressful and you can feel under pressure or you're subjected to what's being available on the market. I know during COVID, I had to help a family member purchase a washer and dryer, and there was 5 types available. I mean, there weren't really a lot of things available. You can also find this in other times when we have supply chain issues or there's a chip malfunction at a plant or something like that can there's all kinds of things that can affect stock and availability. But if it's an unplanned or planned expense, there are some things that you're going to want to consider before you're purchasing a new appliance. So if you're looking to buy a new appliance, keep a few things in mind to ensure you get the best value for money. From refrigerators to stovetops, here are some tips on how to buy kitchen appliances. Even if the sky's the limit on your budget, it doesn't mean you should be taken advantage of, and it doesn't mean you should pay for options and different quote benefits of an appliance that you may not need or want just because it's part of like a fancy appliance line. So you want to make sure that you're getting exactly what you want. Before you even take a step outside of the house to go to the store, determine your budget. When you're determining your budget, you may want to also make a list of places that sell appliances in your community. So before you shop, decide on a budget for your new appliance. Go online, see what different prices are. Sometimes what we think our budget is and what things actually cost there's a big difference, there's a big chasm. And so knowing your budget will help you narrow down your options and to additionally help you from overspending. I know that sometimes if you bought your last refrigerator 20 years ago, you're going to have a little bit of sticker shock when you bought the top of the line refrigerator 20 years ago for $899 and now they're like $2,099. So you may want to, take a look and understand what your potential budget's going to be depending upon the availability and the current cost of a product in the market. Assess your needs. So take inventory of your current appliances and consider what do you need to replace and what do you need to add? What kinds of things do you want on this new appliance? If you're getting a new microwave or dishwasher, does it need to have certain features? Does your microwave also need to have a multi-use function for other kinds of cooking? If you're getting a refrigerator or a stove, do you need a gas stove, an electric stove? What kind of venting do you need? Do you need water to be dispensed by your refrigerator? Like what kinds of things do you need in order for this appliance to be successfully used in your home for the long term? Do you need a French door refrigerator, a side-by-side, a top or a bottom freezer? There's just all kinds of different things to think about. And once you realize the exact product that you need, you can also help use those parameters to help you narrow down your search. The next thing you're going to want to consider is size. So take measurements of the area, take measurements of the new appliance that you need to buy. Make sure that the appliance will fit into the new space or will fit into the current space that you have, because you really don't want to purchase a refrigerator and have it not fit in your house. I had a really huge kitchen in one of my houses and I had a side-by-side refrigerator and a freezer. There were 2 separate appliances. And I needed to replace the refrigerator, but the refrigerator side-by-side, the standalone, wasn't available. And this was as we were getting ready to sell a house. And so I needed to just put in another refrigerator. So I looked at this great refrigerator. It had all these bells and whistles. I was like, awesome. It was on sale. They couldn't get it in one of the doors. They said there was no way they could get it into the house because this was a very super, super deep refrigerator. It was maybe like 4 inches deeper than a normal refrigerator, so it wouldn't even fit in the front door. And the doors on it were really, really deep, really thick. So they couldn't figure out a way to get it in the house. So I had to say, okay, take it back. Let's get a different one. But that was really frustrating. That was like, I had gotten all kinds of oversized appliances through this door, this dining room door. But for some reason, this didn't fit. And it was frustrating because I knew better. And I should have just measured and made sure all the dimensions would fit. So sometimes you may think something will fit, and it's just one dimension is a little bit different, and it can make it much harder. You're also going to want to think about energy efficiency. So energy efficient appliances can save you a lot of money over time. They also help to reduce the carbon footprint. So I always look for appliances with Energy Star ratings that meet the U.S. government's energy efficiency guidelines. Ones that exceed that are also wonderful too. But I always try to make sure that I keep saving money and saving energy in my bottom line, because if something is doing both of those things, it's helping me lessen my impact on the world. And it also is a financially responsible path for me to be taking, because I really don't want money going out the window because my refrigerator just sucks up too much power, or my dryer or anything like that. So read reviews. So read reviews from other customers who have bought the same appliance before purchasing. So sometimes when you read a review and be like, I hate this refrigerator, I bought it and it wouldn't fit in my front door. That's not a valid appliance review. Think about it. That's a review on you not having the right size product picked out. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong with the appliance. So make sure that you read the reviews with an open set of eyes. Sometimes you'll just see reviews that'll be like 1 star and there's no comments. Don't really put too much weight on those, because someone didn't take the time to comment. They may not even be a real review. So check for warranties. Look for appliances with a warranty that will help protect your investment. Most manufacturers have pretty good warranties, so you can check and figure those out and see which ones work for you. So consider the features. Decide on features you want in your new appliance. For example, if you want a refrigerator with a water dispenser or a stove with a convection oven, find out what those cost and what those may require of you. So if you don't have your house plumbed for a refrigerator with water dispenser, you're going to need to have a plumber come in and potentially do that for you. Remember, the more features an appliance has, the more expensive it potentially may be. Shop around. Don't settle on the first appliance you find. Look at big box stores and mom and pop stores. Just because an appliance store isn't a big box store doesn't mean you're not necessarily going to get a really good deal. I often find equal good deals at big box stores and local stores in town. So keep an eye on what's out there, because the reality is someone who owns a store and can talk to you about an appliance could be a really good connection to be making for the rest of your life. So if something's wrong with it or it needs a repair, they're right there for you. Consider installation. So if you're buying a new appliance that requires installation, make sure you factor the installation cost into your budgeting. You can find out if the store offers an installation team or if you hire someone. So if you're ordering an appliance online that is a higher end appliance or a brand that isn't serviced in your local community, you may find that it's harder to find someone who could potentially install it for you out on the marketplace. So remember that. We know someone who bought a really fancy dishwasher, had it shipped to them, and no one in the local area could install it. And so it's kind of like installed slightly crooked. So you don't want that. You want to make sure that whoever is in your area can install the appliances that you buy. And obviously, take advantage of sales. Look for appliance sales, especially during the holidays and the end of season clearance events. You may have a significant amount of money. You may save a significant amount of money purchasing during a sale, like lots of money. So when I told you I got the side-by-side refrigerator and the freezer, the two separate appliances, they were actually cheaper than buying the one because they were on sale when I went into the store. And since I had the space, I went with it. But the reality is sometimes you can find great deals out there. So often the best times to purchase appliances are during holiday weekends like President's Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, and Thanksgiving weekend. By following these tips, you can buy kitchen appliances that are right for you and your budget. Remember to take your time and do research to ensure you get the best value for your money. Buying appliances can be really, really fun and really, really stressful at times at the same time. So if you go in educated consumer, you know what you want to spend, you know your dimensions and the space, it's going to make things a lot easier because you don't necessarily want to go to a store, go home, measure your space, come back, measure an appliance. You really want to have the least amount of trips back and forth during this time period. So it just makes it about shopping and finding what you're looking for. So this is Demetria Clark with Homes by Demetria. Thanks for listening and have a great day. And feel free to subscribe to our podcast and you'll get notifications when new episodes are up.